Number of accredited voters, 322,435. Total number of votes cast, 321,621. At the end of the voting exercise, the aspirants have scored the following votes. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu scores 321,579, while Stanley Osifo scores 42 votes. And the winner was declared as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Thank you.
Yes. The next will be Ogun after Zamfara. Is Ogun around? Collation officer, Ogun State. Get ready. He has finished.
APC, the result for Zamfara State has just been collated. The agents, are you okay with that? Any question? Any objection? Any complaint? Thank you.
Collation officer, Ogun State. Collation officer, Ogun State, if he's around. Then collation officer, Sokoto State. The collation officer for Sokoto State may wish to come and present the results. Ogun State is here. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima GCON, Your Excellencies, Executive Governors, Your Excellencies, Presidential All Progressive Congress Presidential Primaries Committee, my name is Prince Dapo Abiodun, the Collation Officer of the year 2026 All Progressive Congress Presidential Primaries for Ogun State. I hereby present the result for the state as follows. Total party number of registered members, 343,407. 343,407. Total number of accredited voters, 323,164. 323,164. Total number of votes cast, 322,485. 322,485. At the end of the voting exercise, the aspirants scored the following votes. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, scored 322,485. 322,485. Stanley Osifo scored 000. Thank you very much.
APC, the result for Ogun State has just been collated. Agents, any objection, any question, any clarification? Thank you.
The next is collation officer of Sokoto State and will be followed by collation officer for Taraba State. Collation officer Sokoto State.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على النبي الكريم. I, Ahmad Ali Sokoto, Governor Sokoto State, that I am the collation officer of the 2026 All Progressive Congress presidential primaries for Sokoto State. And I'm hereby present the results of the state as follows. The total number of registered party members in the state stood at 329,320. And the total number of accredited voters, 301,000. While the total number of vote cast, 321,000. At the end of the voting exercise, the aspirant scored the following votes: Bola Ahmed Tinubu, 301,000, while Stanley Osifo, 0, no votes. Thank you and wassalamu alaikum.
The result for Sokoto State has just been collated. Any objection? Any complaint? Any clarification? Thank you.
The next is Taraba State. Jason. Okay, no, you can use the mic there. Yes.
Thank you very much, sir. In the total number of vote cast, we have 321,000. While for His Excellency, Ahmed Bola Tinubu had 301,000 and Osifo 0. And if we add it together, it doesn't tally with the 321,000. Do we have invalid votes?
Yes. What it means is that some people were accredited and they did not vote. So you cannot count them.
His vote cast. The vote cast is 321,000.
Yes.
What I'm asking is that do we have invalid votes of 20,000?
Yes, that is the. What we are saying is that how many is the total vote cast?
321,000.
Then what is
The result for His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, 301,000. And for Osifo Stanley, 0.
Yes, what's the difference?
20,000.
20,000. I'm sure it's a calculation issue. So we are going to reconcile it. We had similar issue with the first result announced. Okay, sir.
In the votes cast, sir, was 321,000.
No. The total number of resistance. You didn't take it well. You didn't take it well. Total number of resistance. You didn't take it well.
Please.
Take it very well.
Okay, sir.
Total number of resistance. No, sir, let me answer him.
Yeah.
Let me answer him.
Please ask your question.
Mr. Agent, you can come here and address us. Come.
Ask your question.
No, take the mic so that you can confirm to the what you are saying. No, use the mic so that.
It's corrected. It's just the calculations.
Okay, you
I'm
got the
satisfied with it.
calculation wrong.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Collation officer Taraba State. Collation officer Taraba State may wish to come. The collation officer Taraba State. The collation officer Cross River State. Collation officer Cross River State. Thank you, Excellency.
I, Senator Basi Otu, the collation officer of the 2026 All Progressive Congress presidential primaries for Cross River State, hereby present the results for the state as follows. Total party number of registered party members, 121,216 votes. Total number of accredited votes, 113,911. Total number of votes cast, 113,911. Names of aspirants. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, 113,000 votes, 911. Stanley Osifo, 0 votes.
Gombe State may get ready. Please.
The result for Cross River State has just been collated. The agents, any objection, any miscalculation, any clarification, any question? Thank you.
Collation Officer, Gombe State. Oh, Taraba State is here? Sorry. The Collation Officer, Taraba State, then after the Collation Officer, Gombe State.
Thank you. I, Dr. Abu Kefas, the Collection Officer of the 2026 All Progressive Congress Presidential Primaries for Taraba State, hereby present the result for the state as follows. Total party number of registered party members, 189,715. 189,715. Total number of accredited voters, 183,698. 183,698. Total number of votes cast, 183,698. 183,698. At the end of the voting exercise, the aspirants scored the following votes. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, 183,698. I repeat, 183,698. Stanley Osifo, 0. I repeat, Stanley Osifo, 0. Thank you.
APC, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Taraba State has just been collated. Agents, any question, any issue? Thank you.
The next is Gombe State, the Collation Officer for Gombe State. His Excellency Governor Yilwatda, Kojezo.
I, Muhammadu Yilwatda, the Collation Officer of the 2026 All Progressive Congress Presidential Primaries for Gombe State, hereby present the result for the state as follows. Total party number of registered party members, 550,516. Total number of accredited voters, 458,517. Total number of votes cast, 450,517. At the end of the voting exercise, the aspirants scored the following votes. 1. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, 450,517, while Stanley Osifo scored 0. Thank you.
The result for Gombe State has just been collated. Agents, any question, any objection, any clarification? Thank you.
Thank you. The last, but certainly not the least,
Your Excellencies, distinguished leaders, members of our party, I wish to acknowledge the arrival and presence of His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir.
thank you very much. The next, which is the last, but certainly not the least, is the collation officer of Adamawa State. The collation officer of Adamawa State may wish to come and present the results. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Good afternoon. I'm Right Honorable Ahmadu Umaru Fintri, the Governor of Adamawa State and equally doubling as the Collation Officer of the 2026 All Progressives Congress Presidential Primaries for Adamawa State. Hereby presents the results for the state as follows. Total number of registered party members, 977,879. Total number of accredited voters, 644,344. The total number of vote cast, 644,344. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCF has scored 644,149. Stanley Osifo scored 195. Thank you and God bless.
The last, maybe the last, maybe the least, the collation for Adamawa State has been been concluded. So, agents, any question, any clarification, any objection? Thank you. APC, APC, with the collation of an Adamawa State, we have concluded the result collation for the 36 states and FCT. We therefore will take a little time to tabulate the results and get the nationwide total. After we have totaled the number of scores by each candidate across the states, that we will arrive at the overall highest winner or otherwise. So you will bear with us for a few minutes for us to compute the results and come back to you for the final announcement. Thank you.
Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, 750 kilometers. The Testament of Progress. Section 1, Lagos, 47.47 kilometers. Section 2, Lagos, 56.3 kilometers. Section 3A, Uyo, and Section 3B, Calabar, 77.5 kilometers. Section 4A, Ogun, 28.7 kilometers. Section 4B, Ondo, 51.6 kilometers. Section 5, Akwa Ibom, 82.8 kilometers. To understand where the coastal highway began, we must travel back decades to a time when the Victoria Island shoreline in Lagos State was in crisis. Coastal erosion had become a major threat to lives and property along the shoreline. Streets disappeared, homes collapsed, waves broke where living rooms once stood. Victoria Island was disappearing into the Atlantic Ocean. During this period, a young governor, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, took on one of the greatest environmental battles in the nation's history. The winds were strong, the tides were unpredictable, and engineering solutions were scarce. But something remarkable happened. A partnership emerged, one that would define the next generation of Nigerian infrastructure.
The Northwest Geopolitical Zone, an absolute titan of commerce, culture and capacity. Spanning across legendary plains of the ancient trading gates of Kano and Kaduna to the agricultural heartlands of Katsina, Sokoto and Zamfara. This region is the literal engine room of northern prosperity. With a population driving millions of microeconomies, the Northwest feeds the nation and anchors cross-border trade across the Sahel. But for decades, this economic giant was held back by the crumbling, bottlenecked ruins of its most critical transport spine, the Trunk A2 road. Heavy freight trucks stood stranded for days. Commerce was choked by dust and craters.
So if every day, those also are living here in Koningora and other places, what we face on this road, the number of accidents, the number of, the amount of delays that we experience here every day going to work and coming back is terrible.
When I get to this place, I will be here for like 4-5 hours. Sometimes I will even park my car. Honestly speaking, you spend 3 hours to 4 hours. Because of the post road and the bad road, armed robbers attack so many people. Our women, our...
Today, under the decisive driving force of the renewed hope agenda, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the master builder, has completely altered the status quo. The infrastructure monopoly has been broken, and in its place stands a revolution of rigid concrete. Be ready, we are taking you directly to the front lines of the completion, where a magnificent, fully completed 81-kilometer dual concrete fortress now links a portion of Abuja to Kaduna, and flawless municipal overlays open up the gates of Kano. To the age-long forgotten Kaduna-Pambegwa Road, which is wearing a new look. This vital alignment connects people, economies, and much more to the plateau and beyond. Witness the dawn of a thriving Northwest.
Your Excellencies, distinguished leaders, members of our party, please settle down. In a few minutes, we will be welcoming Mr. President to this event. So I urge that we remain seated until the President has arrived and takes his seat. Thank you so much.
Welcome back.
May we rise? Your Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Your Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Professor Nentawe Yilwatda, the APC National Chairman. His Excellency Senator Godswill Obot Akpabio, GCON, President of the Senate. The Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, GCON, Speaker, House of Representatives. His Excellency Senator Barau Jibrin, CFR, the Deputy President of the Senate. The Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, CFR, the Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives. The Honorable Alhaji Ali Bukadalori, the Deputy National Chairman, North. Dr. Benjamin Obi Nwoye, the Deputy National Chairman, South. Senator Surajuddin Ajibola Bashiru, PhD, the National Secretary. His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodinma, Chairman, Progressive Governors Forum and Governor of Imo State. His Excellency Alhaji Abdurrahman Abdurrazak, Chairman, Nigeria Governors Forum and Governor of Kwara State. Distinguished members of the National Working Committee of our great party. Your Excellencies, the Progressive Governors here present. The leadership of the National Assembly APC Caucus. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation of Nigeria. May I especially welcome and recognize the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. You're welcome, ma'am. The state coordinators, the Presidential Primary Election Committee members who are here present under the chairmanship of Senator Pius Anyim, members of the Appeal Committee of the Presidential Primary Election, all state coordinators and collation officers who are here, members of the Federal Executive Council who are here present, all invited members of the Diplomatic Corps, state chairman of our party, the non-NWC members of NEC who are here, all invited observers, representatives of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, media organizations who are here, other special invitees. My name is Felix Moka, CON. I serve as the National Publicity Secretary of our party. Now, at this time, it is my privilege to invite the National Chairman of our party to invite the Chairman of the Primary Election Committee to announce the results of this election. Mr. Chairman, sir.
Your Excellency, our President, our Father, and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the Mother in the Land, and the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, the supportive Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, the Speaker, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, the Deputy Speaker, Deputy Senate President, Senator Jibrin Barau, the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, the governors here present, National Assembly members here present, National Working Committee here present. Let me acknowledge the presence of our second aspirant, Honorable Stanley Osifo, who is also seated. Ladies and gentlemen, and party men, we stand today on the threshold of history, a defining moment for our party in terms of leadership recruitment and selection. We started with the primary election from the House of Assembly, the National Assembly, governorship, and we climax with that of the President. And we have two aspirants to this position. The sitting President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the second aspirant, Honorable Stanley Osifo. Yesterday was the primary election. It was conducted nationwide. Accreditation took place in all the wards across the country. We also ensured that there was collation at the local government level, which was done yesterday. Most states did their collation also yesterday at the state level. Some did today. Today we are doing the national collation, and because of ensuring that we also have a transparent system, I give the world what's happening in APC and our government, and what we are doing to ensure that we deepen internal democracy within our party. We decided to make this program live. It's on 5 TV stations, it's on online, and I'm happy that the two people representing the two aspirants, they've been challenging some of the results. It shows that APC is open. Where we challenge and mistakes were made, corrections were done based on the suggestion of the two representatives of the two aspirants. And I'm happy that this coalition has gone mutually with the mutual respect of the two aspirants, and also the respect that every aspirant in the party has given respect to the party. Finally, what a defining moment. We've tidied up the coalition. But let me thank the governors who were the returning officers of their state. Other people were selected to become also the returning officer of their states. Thank you so very much for a great job you've done, a sacrifice to the nation and for the party. At no cost to the party, you've done that. May God bless your effort and what you've done for this great party. And let me thank all the party members who are here also. Many of you supported us. Most of you here were coalition officers at the local government, some at different levels. And we must thank you for the support given this party right from the primary election we've done at different levels. Having said that, I want to also thank the team led by Senator Pius Anyim, who has done excellently very well in terms of coordination, preparation, and also ensuring that this transition takes place seamlessly. Thank you so very much as a committee. You've done very well in terms of the coordination. Having said that, you made my job very easy. Let me invite the chairman of the committee, His Excellency Senator Pius Anyim, to come and take over and declare the winner of this very primary election. Your Excellency, you are welcome to declare the winner of this primary election. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Your Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the First Lady of Nigeria, our own dear distinguished Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Vice President of Nigeria, distinguished Senator Kashim Shettima, the Senate President, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Deputy Speaker, the Deputy Senate President, the Deputy Speaker, Your Excellencies, our State Governors, distinguished National Chairman, the National Secretary of our party, members of the National Working Committee, my colleagues in the 2026 APC presidential primary elections, particularly Senator Kednamani, Senator Right Honorable Yakub Dogara, Senator Victor Ndomeba, Barrister Sanusi Musa SAN, and Her Excellency Titi Laole, forgive me, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. By the power conferred on the APC Presidential Primary Elections Committee 2026 under the Electoral Act, INEC guidelines, and the APC Constitution, I, Pius Anyim, Chairman of the Presidential Primary Election Committee, hereby certify that I am the returning officer for the presidential primary elections held on the 23rd of May, 2026. I also confirm that the presidential primary elections of 2026 held as follows. The 36 states of the Federation were covered, 774 local governments in the country were covered, and 8,809 wards across the country also hosted and held the elections. Mr. President, I am also to confirm that there were two aspirants to the APC 2026 presidential primary elections, i.e. the incumbent president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, and Mr. Stanley Osifo. Mr. President, the election had been collated, the results had been computed, and I can say on behalf of the committee that the following were the records of the election. Mr. President, across the country, the total number of 12,643,306 registered were the registered voters in our party. Mr. President, for the purpose of this election, 11,069,756 voters were accredited. Mr. President, after the accreditation, 11,015,665 voters casted their votes. And after we computed the votes, I am delighted to announce on behalf of the committee that the aspirants received votes as follows. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR received a total number of 10,999,162 votes. Mr. Stanley Osifo received a total of 16,503 votes. The distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is therefore my duty as the returning officer for this primary election to declare President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, having satisfied the requirements of APC Constitution and guidelines and scored the highest number of votes, is hereby declared the winner of the primary election and is returned elected, nominated as the party's presidential candidate. APC! 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 Thank you, Mr. National Chairman. Thank you, Mr. President.
Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just like that's how it is. 'Cause we have our strength and weaknesses. Oh, ambition, can't you see? I'm waiting for me. Stand up, our champion, our champion. Stand up, stand up, stand up.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, Mr. President, we heartily congratulate you on your nomination as the flag bearer of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in the 2027 presidential elections. Mr. President, sir, we will shortly be airing a 500 drone show, probably happening for the first time in Nigeria. This was originally meant to be presented live at the Eagle Square. However, as this event is taking place indoors here at the Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Conference Center, we will feed this production remotely and displayed on the screens here today. Your Excellency, this was put together by some of your close friends in recognition of your diligent and path-breaking work for our nation and in honor of your transformative leadership. Happy viewing.
Nigeria is a nation of strength, a nation that does not stand still. And tonight, the sky tells a story of hope renewed and promises kept. Shackles of poverty, deficit infrastructure, scarcity of fuel, food insecurity, and many more have been broken. The renewed hope is not just about making hard decisions, but restoring confidence and building a stable foundation for growth. Through bold economic reforms, Nigeria's external reserves crossed $48.5 billion, the highest in 6 years. State and local governments received record fact disbursements of over 2.7 trillion naira in a single month, driven by stronger non-oil revenue. For the first time in years, Nigeria recorded a $6.83 billion balance of payment surplus, a clear signal of renewed economic confidence. By reforming fiscal management, the revenue to debt servicing ratio fell from 97% to 68%, freeing resources for development. Exchange rate unification and market reforms stabilized the forex system and reopened Nigeria to global investment. Construction is underway on the 800-kilometer Lagos-Calabar coastal highway, unlocking trade and tourism. Across the nation, over 260 road projects have been completed, with hundreds more ongoing, reconnecting cities and communities. The Eastern Rail Line and the Kano-Maradi Rail projects are back on track. And for the first time, power generation peaked above 5,800 megawatts, supported by a new Electricity Act empowering states. With the launch of the Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, buses and conversion kits are reducing transport costs, easing the burden on Nigerian families. Over 1 million students now access higher education through the student loan scheme. More than 570 billion naira have been released for livelihood support, empowering 600,000 nano businesses nationwide. Healthcare is expanding, with over 1,000 primary healthcare centers revitalized and cancer treatment costs reduced by 50%. And Nigerian workers now earn a new national minimum wage of 70,000 naira. A nationwide mechanization program is delivering tractors from global partners. Temporary removal of tariffs on staple foods help combat food inflation and protect households. Focused security operations have neutralized key criminal leaders, restoring safety across affected regions. Passport backlogs were cleared within weeks. Purchase of advanced military gears. And in 2024 alone, 4,111 corruption convictions secured the recovery of 364 billion naira for the Nigerian people. With new regional development commissions, growth is reaching every zone, leaving no region behind. The renewed hope agenda, real reforms, real results, a stronger Nigeria rising together. The man who made all these possible.
Thank you very much. We will now take the next documentary which will run for a few minutes. Thank you so much. Media team, please.
1,068 kilometers, a test. Volume 2, June 2025 to May 2026. 47 years ago, the then President of Nigeria, Shehu Shagari, dreamt of a highway stretching from Badagry to Sokoto. For decades, that vision remained only a dream, spoken about, imagined, but never realized.
You know, I have spoken on the inaugural speech on the 1st of October and laid stress on our desire and our resolve to work for African unity and for the liberation of all the African countries which are still under the yoke of racism and imperialism.
Until the coming of one man, the audacity of a man of courage, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Today, that dream is no longer just an idea on paper. The Sokoto-Badagry superhighway is becoming a reality, transforming connectivity, trade, and national integration across Nigeria.
Don't be afraid. We will do this road.
Every country has a road that tells its story. In Nigeria, that road is now being built. From the northern border town of Ilela to the shoreline of Badagry, the Sokoto-Badagry superhighway is more than an engineering project. It is a national reorientation, a deliberate attempt to draw the country closer to itself through one continuous modern route. 1,068 kilometers across Sokoto, Kebbi, Niger, Kwara, Oyo, Ogun, and Lagos. Across farms, rivers, markets, industries, communities, border towns, and coastlines. This road asks a simple question. What would happen if the distance between Nigeria's people began to shrink?
This road project, when completed, will go a long way in improving the socio-economic and political well-being of many communities living not only in the northwest, but the entire northern Nigeria.
If produce could move faster, if traders could reach further, if security could respond quicker, if the north, the center, and the southwest could begin to move as one connected economic system. Today, that question is no longer hidden in policy papers or drawings. It is taking shape in cleared land, in field teams, in active machinery, in concrete works, in sections that can be seen, measured, and followed. What was once a line on a map is now becoming a physical connection between Nigeria's inland strength and its coastal future. Major infrastructure does not emerge by chance. It requires clarity of vision at the highest level. Under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, connectivity has become a national priority.
Nigeria now expects that you will serve with integrity, dignity, and deliver. I will hold you to that standard. We all promise Nigerians.
The administration has placed road infrastructure at the center of economic growth, food security, national integration, and regional trade. The Sokoto-Badagry route reflects that philosophy. It is not simply a road, it is a statement that Nigeria's internal arteries deserve the same attention as its ports, airports, and borders. The President's directive did not only authorize construction, it raised the standard. Build a road that lasts. Build a road that performs. Build a road that can elevate every community it touches. For a project of this scale, funding is not a background issue. It is a force that turns national ambitions into visible delivery. The continued financing of the Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway shows a clear decision at the highest level of government that infrastructure must be treated as an engine of productivity, not just a public expense. This is where leadership becomes visible, not only in what is announced, but in what is sustained. In the mobilization of equipment, in the workers on site, in the sections already advancing, and in a national project moving from commitment into construction. The translation of this vision into engineering has been led by the Ministry of Works. Senator David Umahi, Minister of Works, brings to the project both political leadership and civil engineering knowledge. Under his supervision, the rigid pavement design, durability, structural longevity, and value for money have shaped the technical direction of the highway.
I want to assure you that before the end of 2026, your 120 kilometer times 2 will be totally completed by high-tech. And like the director said, even before we came here to adjust technically the final level, you've already started it. And if you look at our back, you see the high level that high-tech is adopting. And we pleaded with you that we don't want to, vary the project. We know it's quite challenging in terms of the unit rate, but we will continue to manage it. After all, you've been a very progressive, partner in our nation building. So I want to thank you. What I have directed is that for water sake, we have to review the site. I have directed that the media, which is 6 meters, should be reduced, and then we put new jersey in it. And also the height of the project is now increased. It's been adjusted through the reduced levels and then the benchmarks, and this will help. And again, they have to reduce the stone base, and then increase the stabilization of the edge, and that will be most durable.
Contribution by the federal government and innovative financing to ensure that
Thank you so much. Your Excellency, Mr. President, at this time, it is my honor to invite the National Chairman for the presentation of the Certificate of Return to the nominee of our great party for the presidential election 2027. Mr. Chairman.
Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Your Excellency, it's my rare privilege as a party chairman to celebrate your victory. The party members across the country, they've spoken loud and clear. Today we are presenting to you the flag and certificate of return. The flag is not a symbol of the party alone, it's a symbol of hope of millions of Nigerians, not just party members alone, from ordinary farmers, like in my village in Dungun, that is not known to anybody. These farmers, their hope today is renewed. The traders in Lagos, Kano, or the streets of Maiduguri and other places, today, their hope is also looking up to you. I have a singular honor to invite Mr. President
for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions. Stand up, for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions. Stand up. Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who wants it.
It's my singular honor to present this certificate, which is the voices of millions of the APC supporters across the country. Over 10 million represents this certificate of return. Your Excellency, congratulations.
For the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up.
Having been returned as the candidate of our party, Your Excellency, with your selection by overwhelming members of our party, we are sure of victory in 2027. I present to you the symbol of our party, symbol of unity, symbol of common prosperity of this country. To you, congratulations, Mr. President.
For the champions, for the
Thank you very, very much. Please be seated. Well, I won't be wrong if I start. The protocol with our dear father, elderly Nentawe Yilwatda, with your age over 100, you are here some years back, and you are one of the great minds that started the endorsement of a one Lagos boy, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And for you, being here tonight touches the soul of every one of us here. Thank you for being here. May God bless you. The Senate President, the Speaker, House of Representatives, executive governors of our great party, all of you served as returning officers, the National Chairman of our great party. Maybe one day you will take me to that village of yours in Plateau State. Members of the National Working Committee of our party, members of the Executive Council, former APC National Chairman, present members of National and State Assembly, members of State Working Committee. Let me, at this stage again, pay a special attention to my friend and his team, Senator Pius Anyim, and another brother, Aminu Masari, with Abu Ibrahim, and many of you there. The journey of those years that will come a long way to celebrate today is still very fresh in my mind. Thank you for your consistency, dear friend. The APC flag bearers of various elective primaries, delegates and members of great party, and people from diaspora, the second presidential aspirant, Stanley Osifo, well, congratulations for being a good sportsman At least you earn your money. Representatives of INEC, if they are here, members of diplomatic corps, other observers, members of the press, to my darling wife, ladies and gentlemen, today we celebrate another proud moment in our democratic journey. A history not defined by any individual, but by our collective resolve to build a stable, prosperous, and just nation. 4 years ago, I stood before you as an aspirant to the highest office in our country, seeking your mandate alongside many distinguished compatriots and fellow aspirants, driven by conviction and patriotism. I recall with gratitude to Almighty Allah and all of you, how I sat that night at Eagle Square beside my friend, an ally, and a compatriot then, and my predecessor, President Muhammad Buhari, of blessed memory. With your support, I emerged our party's candidate. A month later, I became the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It was a night full of anxiety, uncertainty. So many of you, some of you, particularly some of the governors, were aspirants, already elected and looking forward for re-election. Many today have changed and transited to become candidates of senatorial districts in various constituencies. And Professor Zulum was one of the supporting agents. At this stage, I must salute my Waziri, Ibrahim Masari, Jamal. Today, I return as your incumbent president, humbled by your enduring support, encouraged by your continued confidence, and imbued with renewed passion for the task ahead. It was thus then, when we formed this party, it was Muhammadu Buhari of blessed memory and people like Al-Makura was the only candidate of the CPC governor standing. We discussed on those nights. In the year 2022, I won around to chart a new course, a new direction of our party and our nation. Today, our task is to affirm that continuity, which is essential. to consolidate the reform, to work harder for prosperity, to bring that hope home to our people, and work harder to ensure Nigeria's prosperity that we long expected is here with us. I accept with profound humility and profound gratitude the nomination of our great party, the All Progressive Congress, to stand again as your presidential candidate in the 2027 election. I thank all the party leadership. I was glued to the television screen after participating in my own ward yesterday, watching the process. I saw what you did. I saw the rally in Kano. I saw the mammoth crowd in Kaduna. I saw the turnout. I saw the city boy walking the street of Calabar. It was a very good feeling to see there was no bloodshed, no rancor. This is politics in earnest. This is where we want Nigeria. United, happy, facing one direction of hope, prosperity, and joy. It is our time to dream and work hard. I thank the leadership, the National Chairman, your committee, the entire members of the electoral process committee, the steadfast support and sacrifices of Nigerians across the country. I salute all of you. From all walks of life, you've given me the encouragement. Sometimes it is difficult, and I share the pain with you. I know what it is to reform this economy that was in tatters. If you lost sleep, I lost some too. If you have lost weight, I think I've lost some too. But I've always remembered one thing, that year 2022, I asked for this job, and you all supported me, and I got it. So I must do it. Since that night, a lot has changed. The political landscape has evolved. Electoral reform has strengthened the credibility of our democratic process. Voting patterns and expectations are shifting. Thank you, all of you. You change the landscape. looking at the figure that you return. Where's my certificate? But let me get back to the thought process. Here is it. I thank you very much. Our economy has undergone significant structural reform, supported by new tax laws and fiscal policies that have boosted revenue collection for the Federation. We promise to remove financial barriers to higher education for our youth. Yes, we have established the Nigerian Education Loan Fund with over 282 billion disbursed and over 1.5 million beneficiaries in school. We promise an improved power supply and end to estimated billing. In the past 3 years, we have closed the metering gap by supplying 2.5 million meters via Presidential Metering Initiative. We have established a 4 trillion bond program to settle verified legacy debt owed to Gencos and gas companies. Under our administration, power generation sometimes peaks at 6,000, 50% higher than we had inherited. But we are not there yet until we have uninterrupted 24 hours rate electricity. We move away from wasteful subsidies, corrupt invested, rent-seeking approach to businesses, unstable exchange rates, and weak infrastructure. Today, we are witnessing a great turnaround. The Naira is strengthening, foreign reserves are rising, and our economic outlook is positive, despite the inflationary disruption caused by war in Iran and geographical crisis in the Middle East. We have strengthened macroeconomic stability through improved revenue. Performance is high, financial management and a better fiscal coordination is ensuring. We have prioritized infrastructure across street transportation, power, digital economy connectivity, housing, and irrigation as engine for inclusive growth. We are building concrete, durable roads and superhighways along the coast. And you've seen the documentary on Sokoto-Badagry Road. We expect that road to last over 100 years. By improving our airports and seaports after decades of neglect, we have reformed the oil and gas sector, and we are attracting billions of dollars in fresh investment in a sector that was almost comatose. Our social investment and human capital program target vulnerable households, youth, women, and small businesses. At this stage, I must pause to thank my darling wife, standing beside me, for her efforts in supporting the program of this government, rekindling, renewing, and working seriously to help the vulnerable and the infant. In addition, we are reclaiming our national values and ethos anchored on unity and unbroken bonds of togetherness. While our funding and now revived national anthem recognizes our diversity, it reminds us of the work we need to do to forge a stronger and a more perfect union. Though tribes and churches may differ, in brotherhood we stand. As Nigerians, we must continue to stand together for our country against all forces that seek to divide us. They will try, but we must be firm together. Be our brother's keeper. Yet, challenges remain. Many Nigerians still struggle with rising costs and economic adjustment. We do not dismiss these concerns. We understand them and govern not in comfort, but in reality, with honesty and action. It might be tedious, hard, what else? We are not made for easy roads. We want to bequeath prosperity and a better life to our children yet unborn. We are paying the price now, laying the foundation. I must also acknowledge the security challenges still confronting all in many parts of our beloved nation. I assure you that I take seriously the responsibility to safeguarding the lives and property of every Nigerian. Our government has intensified efforts to strengthen our security architecture, support our brave armed forces and the police, and forge stronger partnerships with local communities. We will win the battle against banditry. We will not rest until we restore peace, stability to every corner of our country. Our resolve is unwavering. Our goal is clear. A Nigeria where every citizen can live, work, and aspire without fear. As leaders and members of this great party, we should all be proud of what we have achieved for our country since our party took over governance in 2015. And of the outstanding economic progress we have recorded in the last 3 years of my administration. However, the work we began is unfinished. In accepting this nomination, I renew my commitment to serve our nation with even greater determination. With another 4 years of disciplined focus on national cooperation, we will firmly place Nigeria on an irreversible path of economic expansion, industrialization, energy security, infrastructural development, food sovereignty, and democratic consolidation. Our mission remains clear: to build a Nigeria where every life, including property, is secure, where enterprises thrive, where workers earn with dignity, where young people find opportunity, and where farmers prosper, and where every Nigerian, regardless of background, can dream big and succeed well. To those who may disagree with us politically, we extend a hand of partnership in nation building. You might be angry with our party. We don't have to agree. To those who differ with our philosophy, we offer a dialogue and engagement, not anger. Confident that the sincerity of our purpose and the results of our work will speak for themselves. Democracy is sustained not by uniformity. We don't have to agree, but by diversity, by a shared belief in the nation and the blending of ideas. I hold you no grudge, including Osifo will spend his money. Let us come together as Nigerians, from north to south, east to west, to consolidate our gains, tackle our challenges, and seize the promise of a greater tomorrow. The task ahead requires patriotism and collective effort. This next election must not merely be a contest of parties of ideas, but a reaffirmation of Nigerian democratic maturity. Thank you, APC. You've demonstrated that maturity. And as a government, we have taken giant steps. Don't let us give into complacency by allowing politicians with no clear alternative vision to take our country backwards. We no go great. With faith, confidence in our people, and hope in our future, I accept this nomination with a renewed resolve to serve our people. I thank all our party members for bestowing on me the honor of being a torchbearer and candidate in January 2027 election. The journey so far has been challenging, but your support has been encouraging. There's no doubt about that. Kashim Shettima. Thank you very much. Together, and with help of God Almighty, we shall build a more secure, united and prosperous Nigeria for generations to come. I pledge to build an even more inclusive government, one that listens, the government that learns, and leads with the best interests of Nigerians at heart. May our democracy continue to flourish. May God bless the All Progressive Congress. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Let's express the truth. Bola Ahmed Tinubu for president comes 2027. Tinubu or nothing. With Professor Nentawe Yilwatda, Tinubu or nothing. The visionary leader of Nigeria, renewed hope for the nation. Man who is a hero, Kagabanke na Nagaba. Under APC, the vision is clear. Oh, the Professor Nentawe Yilwatda, Tinubu or nothing. The visionary leader of Nigeria, renewed hope for the nation. Man who is a hero, Kagabanke na Nagaba. Under APC, the vision is clear. He done do one before from Lagos vision to the nation seat. Leaders with the courage never face defeat. Growth and rails, moving people everywhere. Investments coming, let Nigeria rise. Economic reforms, digital economic, forward ever backward. Thank you.